Hi everyone, am I audible?
Hello, yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good, great. Okay, so I think we can begin today's class. So everybody, back and neck straight. Just gently close your eyes and start observing your breath. And begin to disconnect from all the thoughts and start coming back to your breath. Each and every time your mind wanders, just gently bring it back to the breath. And begin to deepen your breath once you feel comfortable, once you feel relaxed. Begin to extend the time of your inhalation and exhalation. And when you feel ready, you can start adding the practice of kumbha or retention. After you inhale, you can hold your breath in for 2 to 5 seconds and then exhale. Prepare yourself mentally for chanting Om 3 times, followed by 3 Shantis. Exhale completely and then begin to inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Just relax, feel the vibration. Bring both your palms together in front of the chest and rub both the palms together. Place them over your eyes and very slowly, while blinking and looking at your palms, open up your eyes, come back with a big smile, and namaste to everyone. Let us begin today's session. So, from one pranayam to the other pranayam, each and every day, changing our technique, we are finally at the end of our journey. And today we are going to introduce the last official pranayam, yes, which is Bhramari pranayam, the last one in your course. So before this, all the pranayams that we have practiced, if you guys have any doubts, like keep practicing them, and as you proceed in your experience, keep jotting down all of your doubts. Okay, and whenever you find the time, just join the classes and keep those doubts. You guys can ask, because right now I know we have changed the pranayam each and every day, so it isn't sufficient time like to experience the impact of each and every one of them separately. So as you proceed in your practice, just make notes of what your experiences are, and then we can like discuss what you are experiencing and is it correct or how your technique is. Okay. uh, for each pranayam we have one class, so make sure before you practice you carefully listen to the technique of each pranayam so that you don't face any difficulty in the beginning. And the deeper you go, the more nuances will come up, and these things will start like you'll start questioning, like should this happen, should this not happen, very small details you will notice. Okay, so continue your practice. We will, I think, have practical sessions after this, but today officially we are doing the last pranayam that we have in our course, which is Bhramari pranayam. So let me just write down the name. This is also famously known as the humming bee breath. B H R A M A R I. Bhramari. A very spiritual practice. The practice of one of the meditations is includes the practice of Bhramari pranayama, your deep listening meditation. Uh, it's a form of meditation, and that includes like the practice of Bhramari pranayama, and then you'll go into like the further steps. So you need to know Bhramari. Okay? It's one of the many meditation techniques out there. You'll find the mention of this one in Hatyo Pradipika, like Nadanusandhan we discussed when we were doing our class on Hatyo in philosophy. So it's a very like significant portion of the technique of Nadanusandhan. So let us first begin with the details, and then I'll go ahead, turn on my video and show you how we can practice this. So first thing, Bhramari is always done in a sitting posture. So sitting meditative posture. Try to go for Padmasana or Siddhasana when you are doing this. Okay. Then the next thing that we have is the practice itself. So the technique itself. So as I told you, it's a like we practice for a meditative kind of practice. So uh, be careful of the posture. Don't lie down and practice this. Okay, sometimes because it's a very tranquilizing, relaxing pranayama, sometimes what happens is people lie down and practice this. That should not. Okay, so why is this the humming bee breath? Because the word Brahmari in itself means bee. And when we do this pranayama, the sound of a black bee, like the sound that a black bee makes, that is the kind of sound we produce when we are practicing this pranayama. Okay, so there are various techniques that you will find when you go on the internet and see Brahmari Pranayam. So let me demonstrate the original technique to you and then I will tell you a few variations also. Okay, so the first technique for this pranayam that you can adopt, the original one, is the one which is done with Shanmukhi Mudra. I will write the name of the mudra down. But before that, let me just demonstrate how it is done, the Shanmukhi Mudra. Okay. So when you are sitting in a comfortable meditative posture, back is straight, neck and shoulders are relaxed, you will go ahead and lift your hands up. The hands will go up on your shoulder level. Okay. So this is the level, not down, not up, shoulder level. Okay. Then second thing that you have to keep in mind is your hands will be something like this. See right now, I will tell you the exact location of each uh, finger, but your hand is going to be something like this. So make sure that your hand is not going forward like ahead or back. It's straight. So if somebody is looking at me from there, they will see like I'm in straight line. Okay. So straight. So sometimes people get tired in this. I will tell you an alternative for that. Okay. So original technique is Shanmukhi Mudra. The position you take with your hands is called the Shanmukhi Mudra. And then the pranayam, the breathing that we will do is the practice of Bhramati Pranayam. Okay. So my thumb will go inside my ear. Okay. So either it will go inside my ear or I can push this cartilage which is out here. I can push this inside and close my ear. So when you're practicing this, you will not be able to hear my instruction. Okay. And if you are able to hear my instruction, then that means you're not focused on the pranayam. So understand that you have to be focused on the pranayam. Okay. Then the second thing is my index finger, this middle finger. So let me tell you the position of these two. First one is I will close my eyes and gently place my index finger on my eyelashes so that my eyes are closed. Okay. So eyes are closed. Then I will go ahead and use my middle finger, place it where my nostrils are. Okay. So above this portion, which is a little inflated, we have the nostrils up above over here. So when we practice Kumbhak, we just gently place pressure and close the nostrils, but we are not going to do that practice. We are just going to gently place the middle finger outside this area where I know my nostrils are. Okay, one, two. Third one is my ring finger above my lip and little finger below my lip. So this is the final position. Let me show you the final position. Something like this. Okay. Now, one thing is that all the fingertips make sure they're placed very lightly on your face. Okay, but in your thumb you will of course apply pressure because you have to close the ears, but rest of the fingers, they are not applying pressure on the face. They're just gently placed over them, making sure that all the senses are closed. So when we go in this pranayam, we close the gates to all the senses. Okay, so this is taking place. Second thing, some people try to place this straight. So this you will see it's not that like comfortable also. So you can fold the fingers a little. Okay, so just adjust yourself and just one time just practice this. Like you guys can go ahead and practice this. Yeah. Yeah, just remove your specs. Yeah. Yeah. So thumb inside your ear. Hmm. Yeah. And gently place. हाँ. Your ring finger will. हाँ. Ring finger. एक बार फिर से करो. Yeah.
Where? You can see.
Good. Good. Good.
Is it fine?
Yeah, I can see. I can see. Yes. This is fine. This is good.
And
Same for
this
you,
is
Jen.
shoulder
This is
level.
good. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Don't feel the
So,
strain on your shoulders when you're doing this. Just make sure there is no strain.
so we have to apply pressure.
Very little, like just to close them, not like specifically. I'm not specifically applying pressure. I'm just gently placing my fingers in this position. Only the thumb will have pressure because it has to go ahead and close the ear. Jen, your position was also correct. I saw that your position was also correct. Okay. So this is the original technique in which we are going for Shanmukhi Mudra. And in this, like generally what people do is they use their mouth, but this pranayam again only nose you are going to use for breathing. So you inhale, and then when you exhale, you must have done a meditation, ma. So the ma part, makar, you are doing makar over here. So both lips are closed and this way. Let me demonstrate. Okay. So my mouth was closed throughout. I did not open up my mouth. Some people, they inhale, their mouth opens up a little bit. So be careful when you are teaching also. This will become a checkpoint for you. Okay. That if they are opening up their mouth, you have to tell them that in Makar, both lips are together. That is how we pronounce Makar. Voice comes from here, but sensation is over here. Okay, so focus point for this pranayam, you can focus on your eyebrow center after you complete the practice. And even the vibration you should feel over here. So if I make a very loud sound, I'm doing Makar and I'm making a very loud sound, I will feel more sensation over here, less sensation over here. It has to be the opposite. It will be low voice so that this vibration is taking place, yes, because I'm producing sound, but actually the impact of the vibration as I exhale. So here is the, you will see when you are exhaling, this is where you feel the vibration if you're doing it correctly. Okay. So then you will be able to notice this vibration much better. If your voice is louder, then this will become more dominant for you. Okay. So
What does the word makur mean? Makua. What does that word mean?
which word once again?
The word makua. What does that mean? Makar. What does that word mean?
Okay, so you have your meditation classes. I would recommend that you go ahead and see those. Like in that, we have chanting. And in chanting, ma'am has taken one separate class, I think, on Maka chanting. I'll just write it down.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So
Okay.
Om is made out of three sounds. A, U, Ma. So when you do Om also, O and Ma, then also when both your lips are together and you are ending the O, that sound is Makar sound.
Okay, thank you very much.
So this is the original technique. Now you can add variations to this technique. So you will see different variations of Shanmukhi Mudra. I personally would not recommend those. They have been given by modern gurus. So if you follow that school of thought, you can go ahead and practice that. But original Hatha Yogic practice is this only. Okay. Second thing is that in hands you will see variation. One variation that you will see is this. You are placing the index finger in your ears, okay, and then you're practicing Brahmari. So this is one variation that you will find. You can go ahead and go with this also. So the more senses you are blocking, like the better it is. Why? Because now you are able to like feel that vibration more. Okay. So one thing is this one. You can just close the ears. That is also sufficient. Some people just place their hands, palms facing upwards, or taking some mudra and place their hands down on the knees only and then do Brahmari. This is one more variation that you will find. No need to adopt the mudra. Okay. Then another variation is the one in meditation. Like, so if like now the meditation is not there for you, in that the sitting position, everything changes. And then Brahmari is practiced. Okay, so I'm not going to introduce that. One more thing, if somebody is not able to feel the vibration in Brahmari Pranayam, what they can do is they can put their tongue up to the palate. So when they do that, take a tongue up and place that with the palate above. And then when you practice Brahmari, you will see that you are able to feel more vibration. So this is one trick you can apply if you're not feeling that impact. You will see that you are now able to feel more. At least if even if you're feeling, it will become strong. You can go ahead and add this variation also. But original technique, always stick to the original technique. Okay, so these are variations so that when you're introducing it to general people, then you can go ahead with all the variations. Now, if somebody is ill, they're not able to place their hands like this or hold this for a longer period of time. So you can make them place their hands down only and make sure that their tongue is touching the upper palate. Yes, and then they can also uh, feel the vibration much better without the mudra. Okay, but for your practice, keep this one on. Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead and any doubts so far in the technique or any like anything? Okay. Okay. So next, what we are going to do is the benefits and the contraindications. Yes. So let me start with the benefits of Brahmari Pranaya. It's a tranquilizing pranaya. It comes under the category of tranquilizing pranaya. It's always good to end a session with Brahmari. And first thing that you will see that happens when you practice Brahmari is the blood flow in your face increases. Okay. So all the muscles of the face, like there is some stimulation that you experience over there. It is also like in studies, it has been found that it improves the vision. Okay, so because see once again, like producing the entire the vibration is specifically felt at the eyebrow center, but throughout your like on your face also you will feel this. So of course vision also becomes a part of that. So it's working on the vision also. It also like regulates the blood circulation. So overall your BP will go down like when you practice Brahmari Pranayam. It is also said to relieve stress, tension, anger, anxiety. Like it's good for all of these things. Memory, concentration, It brings clarity of mind. And it also like cures insomnia. So it can, I, curing is not the right word for this. It helps people who have insomnia. But once again, make sure that they are not lying down and practicing Bhramari. Okay, they have to sit, practice Bhramari, then they can go ahead, lie down, do abdominal breathing. It also works on your voice. Why? Because we are uh, producing a very calming voice when we are doing Bhramari. It works on your throat overall. There's a lot of clarity, calmness, alertness of mind is increased. It's very helpful if someone has mental disorder, any kind of mental disorder. You guys can go ahead and introduce Bhramari Pranayama. This is also one pranayam that you can introduce in a short session. If you're taking a short session, then I would recommend rather than going for Anulom Vilom, because it takes time to give the instructions, explain the hand, how your hand is placed, how your breathing is. You can go ahead. It's easier to introduce Brahmari than Anulom Vilom. So depending on your time, you can choose, because both of them have a very calming effect. It's also a very good practice for like taking you inward. So like the Shanmukhi Mudra in itself takes you to a point where you are able to withdraw your senses and move inward. Yeah, because you're blocking all of your senses when you are practicing this pranayama. And on a spiritual level, also, Brahmari is said to um, activate, awaken the third eye or Agya Chakra. And mostly there are no precautions for this. Yes, everybody can practice this pranayam, except like if somebody is like, one thing I told you, laying position not conducive. Second thing is, if you have any severe ear infection, then do not go for this, because you have to put your hand in your ear, or there is pressure on the ears when you are practicing this. So if the infection is severe, do not give them this pranayam. Once again, if you are introducing kumbhak or retention with this practice, then heart disease must avoid the retention of breath. For a beginner, uh, 10 rounds is good. Then you can go ahead and increase the practice, go up to 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can practice this pranayam, but gradually increase the practice. Don't do 10 rounds today and tomorrow you are sitting for 10 minutes doing Bhramari. Okay. So this is valid for all the pranayam. Like, don't jump from just 10 rounds to 10 minutes. Increase your practice gradually. It's also very healing pranayam. Overall, when we are going to practice now, so you are going to feel that comforting, healing effect of this pranayam. Any doubts? I think I've covered all the points.
Can it be done along with any other pranayam also?
Yeah, Brahmari can be clubbed with all the pranayams, but the thing is that go in an order. Like if first you're going for heating, like earlier also we had discussed heating once we go, and then when you go ahead with the tranquilizing pranayams, then add Brahmari.
Okay. So if we going for heat generating, then ending with Brahmari, or cool generating, ending with Brahmari.
Yeah. So when your yoga class ends, you should make sure that the person's parasympathetic nervous system is mostly active. So that is why you give shavasana at the end, and all of these practices, meditation and all, come at the end because they induce relaxation in the body. After you have worked out and like uh, created energy in the body, I would say catharsis, that is the process in which you go, like when you begin the class, then you channel that energy. So this is the channeling part.
Okay.
Okay, so always end your class in such a way that the person is relaxed. The person isn't like, there is energy when the class ends. I'm not saying that there won't be energy, but the state of mind should always be relaxed and the body is always active. After your yoga practice, this is the state that should come, so that you are ready uh, for a normal person. The person is ready for their day-to-day life, yes, to go ahead, work and be active. And even when you end the practice with Bhramari and then meditation, then the yogi is also ready to go into deep sleep.
Okay.
Any other doubts? Okay, so let us begin our practice. So we are going to go for the first one that I have introduced, the Shanmukhi Mudra. Okay, and we are going to practice 7 rounds. You can choose to keep your tongue normal, or you can place it on your upper palate as you feel comfortable. You can experience both of them also. Let's go ahead, practice 7 rounds, and make sure that these rounds are slow. Okay, so don't hurry up. Use your entire breath. Just wait for a second. Just sit in a comfortable posture and observe your breath. Make sure that your back and neck is straight, and start connecting with breath. Leave all your thoughts behind. Just watch the breath. And when you feel ready, just begin to elongate your breath and check that there is no effort while you do this. prepare yourself mentally for practicing Bhramari Pranayam. Keep focusing on your breath. And now very slowly bring both your hands up. Close your ears. The index finger is on the eyelashes. The middle finger is where your nostrils are. Ring finger above your lips, little finger below your lips. And then go for 7 rounds at your own pace. Once you complete the 7 rounds, just bring your hands down. Focus on your eyebrow center. Once you finish your practice, bring both your hands down and focus on your eyebrow center. Observe your breath and the state of your mind. Let us go for 5 more rounds. You can close your ears, eyes, simply place your hand where your nostrils are, above your lips, below you. Adopt the Shanmukhi Mudra once again. Practice 5 more rounds. Once you finish the 5 rounds, bring your hands down, focus on the third eye, the soothing effect of the pranayama. Once you complete your practice, bring both the hands down, straighten up your back, and focus on your third eye. Join both the palms together in front of your chest. Stand up both the palms together. Place them over the eyes. Allow your eyes to absorb the breath. One more time. Rub both the palms together. Keep them on your eyes. And very slowly, while blinking and looking at the palm, open up your eyes. Okay. So, how was everyone's experience? Whenever you come back, you can just unmute yourself, share your experience. If you faced any issues, any queries.
Yes, it was relaxing. But yeah, at the same time, hands were paining because maybe we are not used to it. So slowly and gradually, our body will get that pain, used to with the pain. But yeah, it was relaxing though.
Yeah. So, did you try both the variations, like normal tongue and like placing the tongue on your upper palate?
Actually, I am not able to get the tongue. So can you explain how to place our tongue above, like roll it or just placing it?
You can take it directly also up. Mm. So I do both, like whichever suits me more. So sometimes I just take my tongue up, straight up, and like place it on the upper palate. But again, there is some twisting that you experience when you do that. Like when you're placing that up, it rolls a little. So you can go ahead,
Mm.
roll it a little bit more where you are comfortable. Exactly. You can do that also. So find your wavelength in this. Like, because rolling it back and taking it up is another mudra altogether. That is Kechari mudra. That is something you're not performing. We're just going for placing the tongue on the upper palate. तो थोड़ा सा comfort zone ढूंढो अपना, कहाँ पे आपको मिल रहा
Okay.
है. But
I did
flat
it
भी.
twice, but
हाँ.
हाँ, so मुझे actually I could not understand कि how to place it, so I just dropped it there. I did normally.
With practice वो सीधा भी ऊपर चला जाएगा. Like straight
हाँ, normally
also.
just placing the tongue up.
That will help
Like
you
if
to
it is
feel
down,
more
just
vibration.
okay. And one thing, I just remember that I was maybe because I was like humming, so maybe there was pressure in my teeth also.
See, when the teeth are together, like then
Hmm.
also
Hmm.
vibration increases. So if you do it like sheetkari, yes, like
Uh-huh.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
So also you will feel more vibration. This is another trick. Like if you're
Okay, so
not
it's
able to
okay
feel,
to close and do that. It's okay to feel that pressure.
you don't have to apply unnecessary pressure.
Huh. Okay.
There's a distinction. If you're
Hmm.
feeling unnecessary pressure over like both of your teeth, like lower and upper like denture is
Hmm.
together and you're feeling
Hmm.
unnecessary pressure, that is out of like that is uncomfortable, that is
Okay.
not what you're aiming for. Relaxed hona chahiye, you should be relaxed, your face should be overall relaxed.
Hmm.
Okay, so try this, like you will find your wavelength. So now we are going to have, like for remaining classes we are mostly going to have, let's see how many practical sessions. So we're going to work on each pranayam. Right now your syllabus was so vast, I had to introduce all of them. Now we're going to step more into the practice. Yeah,
Okay.
so then your doubts will come up in that form. Yeah, how about the
Thank
others?
you.
How about the others? Did you guys like hmm, yeah.
I found it very calming. Like I really quite like the vibration feeling in my body, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked it. Very. I think I'll do it like before I go to sleep, and yeah, it's a really good feeling for me. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a part of your course, of course. But did you face any issue? Did you try any variations? Like clear, like
Um,
technique should be very clear.
I tried putting my finger in my ear for a little bit, and I liked that even more because when I did that, I could feel it stronger in my body. So for me to have the finger in my ear, it was a stronger feeling. So I think for me this is like a better, and I think this one might be good also for the sleep apnea as well. This one.
Yes, yes, it is. All of these, most of these techniques are, but I'm still trying to understand how is that working biologically, because as far as like I have read, this is not
Mm,
a voluntary thing that happens. It's like involuntary. Most of it
yeah,
is involuntary.
yeah.
So how do you gain? Of course, like if I'm applying pressure. So right now, if I'm like using my tongue, even in Ujjayi, I'm
Mm,
applying some pressure. So of
mm,
course, it's strengthening the muscles, but then again,
mm.
it's involuntary. So I'm still trying to figure
Yeah.
that out. But
It's actually
any
for
which way,
me. Like I have this problem. I have the sleep apnea. So, I'm just trying for myself to work out what pranayam is good to help with that. So yeah. Thank you so much.
yeah. So keep practicing. Like practice. Bhramari, Ujjayi are very good for sleep apnea. Even go for Nadi Shodhan, Anulom Vilom Nadi Shodhan. You will
Mm.
find all these classes. So, and abdominal breathing. Once again, very
Okay.
effective. All of these things are very effective for sleep apnea. You can go
Yeah.
ahead and practice these. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Okay, how about Ray and Jen? I see both of you, and were you able to practice? How was your experience?
Hello, sorry. I'm I kind of feel like I've kind of jumped in and everybody seems to be so far ahead. So I'm just trying to keep up. So I do apologise. I did the bees breath. I thought it was wonderful. Do you know it cleared my sinuses? I suffer from hay fever, and I actually felt my sinuses clearing from the vibration, which was, and I still feel it now. I can still feel the effect. It feels really refreshing. So that was fantastic, actually. Really, yeah, brilliant. I'll definitely be using that one as a technique to use as a standalone, not necessarily when I'm doing any of the yoga, but just to clear my sinuses when I'm at work or something. So yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you.
Amazing practice for sinusitis. If you have sinusitis, practice Bhramari.
Yeah, no,
And
it's super.
yeah.
Thank you.
Good, good, good. How about you, Jen?
Hello. I found the humming very intense when I put my finger in my ear, like Monica was saying, and with my tongue rolled up as well. That really intensified it, and I wasn't expecting it, but just that sort of buzzing between my eyebrows is quite intense.
Okay,
A new
good, good.
new experience.
Any doubts related to the technique?
Not at the moment, thank you. I think I just need to practice and then maybe come back with questions.
Definitely. Do practice, okay? Coming classes, mostly we are going to have practical session only. So I hope to see all of you over there. Then we'll go deeper into these practices. And yeah, let's end our session then for today. So back and neck straight. Just gently close your eyes and start watching your breath. We'll chant Om one time, followed by 3 Shanti. After your next exhalation, inhale deeply for Om. Shanti. Join both palms together in front of the chest and bow down. We'll remember any one incident from the past 24 hours that we are really grateful for. Feel the gratitude and say a mental thank you. Now rub both the palms together. Place them over the eyes. And very slowly, while blinking and looking at the palms, open up your eyes. Come back to the smile. And namaste to everyone. I will see all of you tomorrow in your philosophy class. Bye-bye.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.